Hi, this is your Houston chiropractor, Dr. Tristan Wendt, coming from Advanced Chiropractic Relief in Houston, Texas. And today I'm joined with Charles. There's a little bit different start to a typical video here at Advanced Chiropractic Relief. So Charles is coming in as a new patient today because about 3 weeks ago he suffered an injury when he was picking up a laundry basket. So he was bent forward and kind of twisted, picking up a really heavy basket, felt a little bit of a pull or sensation in that low back. Nothing too much at first, but then you started to feel some of the sensations down the leg, huh? Tell them a little bit about what you've been dealing with the last couple of weeks.
It's been horrible. I've seen multiple chiropractors, no help, just minor adjustments, but nothing, painkillers, nothing's working. So
You said, what was the only adjustment that they provided for you when you went to those other
where I
chiropractors?
turned to the side and they kind of twist my body. It was the only thing they
Adding
did.
rotation into that spine, where right now he needs to get decompressed. He doesn't need rotation into the lumbar spine. He needs decompression to get that pressure off of the nerve root because he's dealing with a lot of numbness and tingling down the leg, as well as sharpshooting sciatic patients into the S1 nerve root, which goes all the way down that left side. The reason we've got him in this position right now is because when he is standing in a neutral position, because of that herniation, putting pressure on the nerve root, his body is very antalgic right now, meaning he wants to lean away from that away from the herniation, which takes the pressure off of that nerve root. So being in a position like this is very comfortable for him right now. But for just a second, I do want to check the posture here, just for a second in the mirror, just to show these guys. All right, so nice big breath for me. Bring that head forwards and backwards. All the way out. Perfect. So he has got left pelvic translation. Again, this is his body trying to lean away from that nerve root. That's why his upper cervical spine is also going to the right there. So Charles, I know that's not a very comfortable position, so have you go face down here next for me. So we're gonna start with him on the BioPhysics table first, then we're gonna decompress him on the ring dinger table, and that's what's really gonna set you free today, my friend. Starting on the leg check here. I've done all these tests already and made all my notes here, but just to show the YouTube audience at home. So he's actually fairly even, maybe 1/8 of an inch short on the left. But as I bring these up, it gets even a little bit longer there on the left. And Charles, that tightens up just a bit, and I'll go back and focus. All right, so we're gonna get started on his left SI joint today, and then Charles, we're gonna work our way all the way up. Charles is a crackhead. He's been watching the videos for quite some time now.
Yes, every video.
Thank you for following along. Appreciate it. Maybe I said you want to be a licensed crack dealer, huh?
Oh yeah, definitely.
As long as your head's still attached, huh? All right, let me get started on that left. Big breath for me, Charles. Left sacrum. Good. A little deeper in person, huh, Charles?
Oh yeah.
So just a heads up, and I know I've already told you this already, but this is the lumbar spine here on these next adjustments are probably going to be the most tender at first, okay? That's because we still have some disc injury here in that low back, and that's why we talked to you a little bit about the soreness that'll still persist after the adjustment. But that's where getting adjusted is going to facilitate a better healing process for that disc. So nice big breath for me, Charles. All the way out. Good. Good. I'm going to leave it on that one, all right, my friend? So I'm going to loosen up some of these tight muscles here. I'm going to start on the easy side because I know that left glute's going to be a little bit tighter than this right one. Charles actually made a statement during the history that I thought was really important to bring up during the video today too, is that you noticed in a lot of those videos you were watching, people were describing that they had been in pain for a year, 5 years, 10 years. Everyone had waited a couple years to get into the practice and finally get their first adjustment. Charles told me that 3 weeks was enough for him. Which is something important to bring up, is that just because a patient is in acute pain does not mean we cannot help them and cannot treat them as chiropractors, as long as you're confident in your abilities and providing the adjustments that are going to help decompress that spine, not just rotate that spine. A little tighter on this side, huh? All these muscles are very hyperactive right now because, like we talked about with the antalgic posture that he has because of the herniation, these muscles are all tightened up and upset right now because of all the altered gaits and biomechanics he's been functioning in for the last couple weeks. So as you feel the muscles start to melt underneath there finally, it's exactly what I'm looking for. Right. So I'm going to work through the thoracics here next, Charles. Big breath for me. Yes, sir. Big breath. Nice. One more big one here. Let those shoulders keep dropping and sinking into the table for me. There we go. You said those other chiropractors didn't even touch your mid-back, huh?
No, not at all.
Well, these have tightened up again because of everything you've been dealing with in that low back. So I don't feel like I'm not doing my due diligence unless I address all these areas that are. Okay, let those shoulders kind of sink and fall for me. Yes, sir. So for the last one here, I'm gonna have you scoot down about another inch for me. Perfect. Good, let those shoulders keep sinking and falling. One more big breath. Good, yes sir. So I know you said you weren't dealing with any issues there, but that spine was definitely needing some love up there, my friend.
Oh, yeah.
We're now exactly even. Tell me how this feels when I bring those legs up this time, Charles.
Oh, yeah, loser.
Good. Doesn't tighten up nearly as much, huh? Don't worry, you ain't seen nothing yet. We still got plenty of fireworks to set loose on the dinger table in just a second.
Okay.
Last one. Yeah. Maybe you'll face up for me next, please, sir.
All right.
That's on the contact on either side of your cheeks. Work on getting your head back up over your shoulder, okay? Last one. Good. All right, you go arms out to the side like a big old T. But a lot of these adjustments are deeper than what the videos make them look.
Oh, yeah.
People are always wondering if it's the real deal in here or not. They always think we're crunching plastic bottles in the background or something. So Charles, next I'll have you relax those hands onto your tummy. And we're gonna start by making you a little taller from the lower end first today. All right.
Oh,
Felt that in the knee?
Oh,
You feel it
yeah.
up into the hip and low back?
Uh-huh.
Perfect. Have you slide all the way back up for me? So you played point guard for basketball, right?
Yep. Oh.
I felt that in the knee. Did you feel anything at all in the hip?
Yep.
I want to go through one double digger
more.
on this side today. I didn't
Okay.
feel everything that I wanted here. So that's where I'm not afraid to go back and do a little extra work if I don't feel the movement that I want either. So some chiropractors will just do one thrust, and even if they didn't get the movement, leave it at that. See, now I felt way more of the gap when I left at that time. All right. Let's see how long it takes before the position starts tightening up and fall in this position now. Have you look up at the ceiling for me? Good. Yes, sir. You probably never had those adjusted.
No.
Before, huh? Let that shoulder kind of drop for me there. Oh boy. Oh. Seems like you're a little more comfortable in this position already. Good. Let that shoulder drop for me. And let it go. Let it go. Or I'm a native-born Texan, so I know what it's like to work with a buck and bull.
Uh-huh.
I'll catch you between bucks. That's a good example there of the adjustment versus the popping and click that I was telling you about earlier. Just because you get lots of pops and clicks on a side posture adjustment does not mean that that was an actual chiropractic adjustment. Because I can sit here all day long and pop my fingers, but by no means is that an adjustment. Because it's not applying the correct lines of drives and force that those joints are supposed to move in. Okay, switch sides here. Tighten up a little bit. I can see you starting to lean away just a touch.
Not so much though.
Yeah, good. Took you a lot longer this time for sure.
Yeah.
And that was even before the decompression.
Right.
Have you look up for me? There we go. See, I know you felt that movement in there. You just don't get that loud pop and click that's satisfying for a lot of people. Even myself, don't get me wrong, I like the noises as well, but I understand that that's not what I'm looking for.
Right.
I want to establish normal ranges of motion in those joints, not just make them go pop and click. There we go. There we go. All right, Charles, have you stand up with me next? Come over the ring. Hands up too. This is going to be a position that you can get in at home to help provide some relief too if that tightens up on you. So you can lay in front of your couch or in front of your ottoman, put those legs up completely parallel on that couch, and then just take some nice deep breaths, work on that breathing pattern,
That was a
Help
question
relax
I
them.
had too. What's the best way to sleep?
So exactly how you get this ring dinger adjustment done.
Okay.
So completely flat on your back with your legs elevated parallel, just like that right there. So when your legs are parallel, that shifts the pelvis backwards and flattens that lumbar curve, and will take some pressure off of that nerve root and off of all those muscles that will tighten up on you. A lot of patients will go home and try to stack up a bunch of pillows here, but when you have pillows, all it does is it rotates your knees forward. When you rotate your knees forward, that actually makes the pelvis tilt forward, will cause more of a lordosis or curve in that low back, and will tighten up a lot of those muscles there.
Okay.
So that's where we have to have something sturdy, like a laundry basket or an old storage bin that you can flip upside down and put a pillow on top of that to make sure you support the weight of your legs. Don't just let them collapse with the pillows. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Cool. A lot of people come back in on that second visit saying, I tried to stack up a bunch of pillows and sleep like you told me to, but then it actually hurt worse. Well, problem number one is you stacked up pillows like I told you not to.
Right.
So have you slide down towards me about 2 inches. Good. Go one time. So it's just a heads up, these are gonna be very, very tight, as you know from the videos.
Oh, yeah.
Now you're ready to feel these firsthand. Just like that. Give you that hourglass shape back, my friend. You should take that same nice deep breath all the way in through your nose for me. Good, and as you blow all that air out for me, Charles, I want you to lower your left ear for me, my friend. Yes.
Oh!
Just like that.
Oh!
Big breaths in through the nose. And down. Yes, sir. That's a home run right there, my friend. Good, nice deep breaths. As you exhale, let those legs sink and relax into the table. Let that tummy keep sinking and relaxing into the table. That's what you've been looking for right there.
Oh,
huh?
yeah.
Yes, sir. See, everyone always kind of wonders what those sensations feel like. How can you describe that as someone who's getting that done for the first time? Is there a way to describe that?
No.
You just gotta get in here and get it done
You
yourself.
gotta
huh?
come. You gotta see that.
But it's the real deal, and
Oh, yeah.
it's not just something that people make up on videos or say is.
Oh no.
Yeah.
The videos don't do it enough justice.
Amen. All right, so next I'm gonna work on your cervical spine here. Go through some range of motion here first with you. You're tightening up about the AC joint on that side. Almost looking at the floor on that side. So I'm gonna help you rotate to your left. Once you drop that left ear into my hand there.
Oh.
Yes, sir. Drop that right ear.
Oh.
Oh boy. Crack addicts are gonna love you, Charles.
Oh yeah.
You should have worn your yoga pants. You'd have been a million view video.
Oh man.
Good. Much better already.
Yeah.
So we still have a little bit of left pelvic translation, but not nearly as much of the translation, and really the upper cervical spine too, or excuse me, your upper thoracic and cervical spine. You're not leaning off to the right side nearly as much as what you walked in today. Now again, you still have some inflammation around those joints, or excuse me, around that disc from the injury that you took. So I want you to take some crushed ice today in a freezer baggie and put that directly on the skin for 20 minutes. And then you can do that every hour if you need to. So 20 minutes on, hour off, 20 minutes on, hour off. I want you to keep up with that today and over the weekend as well. And that'll continue to help with the inflammation around the nerve root. As well as movement, like we were talking about too.
Okay.
Movement, movement, movement. But right now, all I want you to focus on is a 10-minute brisk walk immediately after the adjustment today, and then this exercise that I'm about to show you too.
Okay.
So it's a 3-part extension exercise to get away from a lot of that bent forward and right leaning sensations or positions that you've been in.
Okay.
So part 1 is shoulders up and back. Part 2, chin straight back. And then for you, you get an extra part. I want you to watch my hips. We're gonna translate to the right. Good, there we go. Now look straight back at the wall behind you. Perfect. Hold that for just a second. Good, relax those shoulders for me. And then one last time, just bend over forwards and backwards. Now this should be the smoothest of them all, but you tell me. Feels like I put some WD-40 on
Oh
there,
yeah.
huh? So Charles, like I said, everyone's always wondering what that first ring dinger feels like and what your first appointment is like here at Advanced Chiropractic Relief.
Right.
How does this compare to any of the other chiropractors or healthcare
Amazing.
professionals?
Totally different. Amazing.
And we're not gonna lie to you or leave you on any ends here or tell you that you gotta come back for 3 times a week for 6 months or anything like that. Our main goal here is to get you out of pain, get your body moving again, and teach you all the things to keep you out of the office here too.
Yes.
Because like I said, I don't want to just be a pain reliever for today and in the future. I want to be a resource for you moving forward.
Yes,
as
sir.
well,
Yes,
okay?
sir.
So it was a pleasure meeting you. Thank you so much
Alright.
for sharing your story out for the YouTube
Yes,
audience
sir.
out there. Any other closing statements you want to make? Or any
No, this was
fans you wanna
amazing.
shout out?
This was amazing. It was everything I dreamed of.
We appreciate you sharing your story, Charles. We'll have to do a follow-up video on your second visit. Make sure
Yes,
and
sir.
update the crack addicts out there, huh?
All right.
All right, well, this is your Houston chiropractor, Dr. Tristan Wendt, coming from Advanced Chiropractic Relief in Houston, Texas, with Charles, who's also from Houston. And we'll see you guys soon.